So it's just asking little things like that. We don't go into huge amounts of sex ed detail. We don't go, you shouldn't be doing this, or, you know, you should think about your life choices or anything like that. It's basically just saying, do you know where to go for help if you need it? And there you go.
The shocking thing is the age range for children coming in with sexually transmitted diseases, so as young as 12, who have obviously had sexual partners and not used protection and then have to have treatment for this.
Difficult. Details involved, there's blood and stuff, so yeah, definitely as a gay man.
A recent survey among students has revealed that more than half of sexually active students have never been tested for a sexually transmitted disease or infection, despite 63% of students having engaged in unprotected sex. Previous surveys have also shown that nearly 1 in 4 students will catch a sexually transmitted infection within their first year of university, with 73% of students admitting that most of their encounters took place while they were drunk. I went to visit Northampton's busiest student night, Insane Tuesdays, to find out what the students of the University of Northampton really get up to and if contraception is a major thing for them.
I've had one STD.
And what STD was it, man?
It was thrush. All of my friends have STDs.
What STDs have they had?
They've got chlamydia, thrush and gonorrhea.
Have you ever had an STD?
Yeah.
And what STD was it?
Chlamydia.
So, who's your type of chlamydia off?
So what I was saying.
So, like, having chlamydia encourages you to use a condom while having sex and be more careful?
It encouraged me not to see Franja.
So do you always use protection when you have sex?
Oh, you got back.
Not always.
So when you're drunk, are you more susceptible to not using a condom or protection?
If I'm sober, I would use a condom, and if I'm drunk, I would try to use a condom. Unless I'm very, very, very drunk, and then I maybe not.
Have you ever had an STD?
Never.
Do you want protection when you have sex?
Drunk, not every time. Give me sober too.
Yeah, but are you worried about the STDs going on at the moment?
At the moment, yeah, I don't want to catch one.
Yeah, I aim to. Maybe if I'm drunk I won't, but it's a silly mistake. So, yeah.
I met up with one of the students I met at Insane Tuesdays, Ed, a few days later to discuss his sexual past.
I have lost my virginity when I was 13. I've had 3 female sexual partners, but now as a homosexual man, the rest have all been male partners, totaling at about 14.
So, do you use protection when you have sex? Or?
Of course, unless it's in a relationship and it's been a long period of time, I probably should use protection, but I don't.
Have many of your friends had STDs or anything?
Quite a few of them, chlamydia, hepatitis B.
Yeah. And as a gay man, do you think there's more STDs problems for you, or?
Most definitely, because the scientific details involved, there's blood and stuff. So yeah, definitely, as a gay man, it's important.
Do you think there's more of a stigma as a gay person about getting STDs rather than a straight man?
Yeah, especially HIV. Everyone presumes it's a gay disease.
And knowing all this, has it made you more, say, cautious yourself?
Definitely, most definitely. I wouldn't have a one-night stand and not put something on the end of it now.
I caught up with a local sexual health nurse and former University of Northampton student, Rebecca Allen, to find out if students are getting checked for STIs and STDs, and if anything has changed since she was a university student herself.
I'm Rebecca. I'm a sexual health nurse, and I work with young people within the community and within the hospital setting.
So, in your job, do you see a lot of people come in suffering from illnesses from unprotected sex?
Yes, within the clinics that we run, we see a lot of sexual transmitted diseases and different types of people. This is old people, young people, and also seen in babies spread through pregnancy as well. And it's becoming more of a common thing, especially in students, because I think the lifestyle's different and people just relax more and don't think about using contraception.
So, do you have any advice for students out there?
Well, Contraception is free, so I think that's very easily accessible. You can go to your GP, you can go to a drop-in clinic which runs all over Northampton. This can be quite convenient for students. They don't have to pay for buses or anything to get to. And you can also, there's a 24-hour access to an out-of-hours GP service, so if they needed emergency contraception, it's easily accessible for them.
And what can be the detrimental effects of having STDs for a long time?
Detrimental effects can be infertility, so it might not seem like a big problem at the time, but later on in life you might not be able to have children, and also the risk of spreading the disease to a different partner. So this just goes on, and everyone ends up spreading the diseases, so it can have a detrimental effect on other people as well as yourself.
Have you seen any shocking things whilst you've been at work?
Probably the shocking thing is the age range of the children coming in with sexually transmitted diseases, so as young as 12, who have obviously had sexual partners and not used protection and then have to have treatment for this. So having a young child come to me who's the same age as one of my sisters was quite shocking to me. Just obviously relaying the education to the young kids to say, you know, you need to use contraception, and obviously they shouldn't even be having sex in the first place, so obviously educating them with that is important.
And do you think it's a major problem these days?
I do, especially when there's, obviously I was a student myself, so I've seen it come from students is the worst, because the lifestyle is quite relaxed, and so I think that being a student is the worst time for sexually transmitted diseases, and then that just carries on into later life.
Have you seen a rise in sexually transmitted disease and infections since like apps like Tinder and Grindr have become such a major thing? Casual sex seems such more commonplace.
I do think so, especially I have a few gay friends, so I think, and I've seen them have experiences where they might have had AIDS or HIV, and that is quite prominent in gay people anyway. So it is just about, I think, the media is putting a big influence on sexually transmitted diseases. I think that plays a huge part in it.
With the NHS offering a lot of stuff to students, I wanted to find out what the University of Northampton Students' Union was doing in regards to promoting safe sex to students and offering free contraception to all students. I spoke to Kerry Wheeler, the Membership Services Manager at the Students' Union, to talk about the C-Card scheme they've in place and how readily available it is to students.
In the Students' Union, we just give out the condom and a bit of a little chat, but if you go to other set places, they will also do chlamydia testing as well there for you, and some even do pregnancy testing as well. We don't offer that in the Students' Union, but we do direct you to where you can go for that. Asking little things like that. We don't go into huge amounts of sex ed detail. We don't go, you shouldn't be doing this, or, you know, you should think about your life choices or anything like that. It's basically just saying, do you know where to go for help if you need it? And there you go. Once you've had that bit of a chat, you then get given a card, which you can then take to any of these places dotted around your local area, and they will give you condoms. You don't have to go through the same chat again, unless you want to, of course.
The introduction of the C-Card would add an awkwardness, though, if you just wanted the condoms and didn't really want the discussion, because you're not so comfortable into that sort of thing.
The discussion's quite informal, so it's not we're going to sit you down and have a bit of a lecture at you about what's going on. It's just asking a few quick questions like, do you know how to use it? Do you know where the expiry dates are? Because again, people don't really know where that is, so it's just more of a safety check and awareness. Once you've had that once, you don't have that chat again, because we give you a card, and you just keep that in your personal wallet, so whenever you go to get a top up, you just go, yeah, I've got my card, which basically means I've had the talk, don't need it again.
Is the C-Card available throughout the UK, or is it just specific to Northampton? Or
it is throughout the UK. You can go on the website to find out where they are located, but in Northampton we have 5 designated places, 6 including the Students' Union.
And have you had many local people come in, or is it just students using the Student Union at the moment?
Currently it's just students, but to be fair, we don't ask much detail other than a postcode and an age, just because we do have to provide that detail, and also gender. We don't ask any other information like that, so I couldn't tell you if they're always just students or not.
And I've had quite a lot of people using it and getting involved.
We do get a lot of people popping in, not hundreds, just a small number coming in regularly who come in and just take the card and condoms, yeah.
However, it's not just about free condoms though. I spoke to the SU President Victor Agbula about what procedures are in place to help students from a welfare perspective.
You know, we're doing what we can to support students, making sure that they look out there, making sure their sexual health is well looked after. We give out free condoms to students. We're also looking at different ways that we can cater for students towards their sexuality.
Are there any procedures in place if a student comes into the student union thinking they have a sexually transmitted disease or are pregnant? Where would you send them to?
Firstly, we direct them to the NHS because that's the professional bodies for them to get adequate advice. We've got a GP on campus as well that students can approach and talk to them if they feel threatened or they feel unsafe.